welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the new Playdate. All right, welcome back. So let's talk a little bit about this. So this has been released here. Now, I don't have a physical copy of this because, well, I'm not, I guess, VIP enough on YouTube to get a pre-order here, but it's a really cool little device here. There's a lot of things to talk about on why this is so interesting, but it's basically like a handheld toy, but it has a crank here, right? And that crank, it is a different kind of control. So just like how back in the Nintendo 64 days, having a joystick in 3D was revolutionary, having like the Wii, that was also revolutionary. Now we have VR here. This is kind of a good way that's somewhat revolutionary, but at the same time, though, it is very simple and easy to implement here. So what it is it's kind of a retro game system, kind of like a Game Boy here. And as you can see, it's retro games, but it has this crank mechanic in it. And so I think it's really, really interesting here. Now, just as a side note here, can we just talk about how awesome this website is? This website is absolutely amazing, and I'll be talking about that more here. But it's what the reason, and I should probably do a whole video about this website design, but essentially look how big and bold it is. You have everything that's set up from the top here, and then you have big bold letters, and you can pre-order now. So this is really good. It shows you what it is. I think this is a 3D model, by the way. I don't think this is a graphic. I think this is actually 3D here. And you can pre-order it for here. Now we're gonna be talking about the price, we're gonna be talking about the product here, but it's very, very cool stuff. And you can see how everything is set up with the system here. This is so good. So whoever did their website here is really good. Oh, did you notice that the header changed as well? Beautiful. Okay. So this website gets 10 out of 10. If you are a web developer, look at this here. And by the way, it's the small things. Purple is the opposite of yellow in the color wheel. So what that means is that purple tends to pop here because you want people to buy it. Very good stuff. Let's take a look at the use of images here. Very, very good stuff. Basically shows you exactly what everything is. And it gives you a, oh wait, look at that. Yeah, so this is an actual 3D model. So cool. So cool. Very good stuff here. So as you can see here, it's all 3D model here. And you can see that this crank is a really good mechanic here. And it shows you what it is. Very interesting 3D model here. And it also shows you that everything's kind of like in this black and white, kind of like a retro aesthetic. Now, let's talk a little bit about this here. So one of the things that I always like to say about graphic design is that you have three colors. You have a highlight color, off black, off white. Well, that's exactly what they did in this video here. Now, these graphics aren't necessarily bad. You understand what's going on, and it gives you that charm, that indie charm as well here. So you can see here that it really does work. The design of this is incredible. And you can see that there's all these different kinds of games here. So I'll can I talk about this here? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that animation. Again, Demon Quest 85, that's great. Look at that. Oh boy. So this is a if you want to make a website, look at this website, okay? So you can see that I'll take a look at this developer site here, but you can see here, it looks like they have their own SDK here, which is also really cool. And you can see this all for $179. Now, let's talk a little bit about a couple things here. So again, I don't necessarily have one here, but you can see here from it's actually quite small. And there's a couple things that I've noticed from other reviewers. Apparently there is no backlight. That's a big problem because if there's no backlight, you're going to be playing this on like an airplane or something. You want kind of a backlight. So there's no backlight. That's kind of an issue here. However, it might be intentional. It might be like an e-ink kind of thing. And no backlight actually might not be such a bad idea because we're always in front of our screens. We're always getting light pushed us towards our face here. Then maybe you could just chill out, play a game in some well-illuminated area. Sometimes when features are omitted, they do it for a reason. Like Apple's probably the best example of this in some cases, but this whole thing is so well designed. Perhaps it wasn't an overthought. Perhaps, and might be something that's interesting, is that you're supposed to play this outside, right? And then that means you go play a game outside and with light here. But what if it's raining, etc.? So a lot of people don't like the backlight thing. That is kind of an interesting here. It has this stereo dock. That's kind of cool, right? And so this is, again, it's just, and then a little cover here if you want one. So it's very, very cool, very cool website. I love everything. Oh, look at this background here. Very, very good stuff here. And you can see that there's some good product images here. The reason why this website works is that it has 3 colors. It has off black, off white. This isn't completely black. And this isn't completely white. It's like a really dark gray and a really light gray. Okay. And then we also have the 2 colors that are opposite on the color wheel. So yellow and purple. And all of those work out really well, right, together. So very good stuff here. Now, the only thing is that a lot of people think it's too expensive, okay? It's just too expensive. They think it maybe should be like $50, maybe $100, but $179 might be a bit too much. Would I agree with them? I think that if this was $99, I would probably buy it, but I'm probably not going to buy it here. I mean, this is something that like a teenager might like. I really like the concept though, how it's supposed to be an alternative way to game. It does this by removing features. And this is why I really like this concept so much. So whenever you build a project, you want to add things, right? You add it. And I like to call this additive production, right? You build a game, you add more features, hopefully it'll sell more. But what if you can make the experience better by taking things away? Subtractive production is what I like to call it here. And I could probably do a whole video on this, but subtractive production is better because it gives a user, so if you can release a game or a product with less features and give more results, that's exactly what you want here. And that's kind of the thing. This is exactly what they're doing. It's not a color screen on purpose, right? This crank is an interesting mechanic on purpose, right? Maybe it doesn't have a backlight on purpose, right? Maybe that's what they're supposed to do, right? With it here. But the color, everything is just very well done. You notice how it's only in one color. It's yellow. Right, and I could see it being so small that it kind of pops out on your desk, right? And so it looks like here you need to buy it, and then there's 2 per person. Duplicate orders will be canceled, right? So I think this is a really good thing here. Now you can see here that the SDK is really cool here. So it's got a lot of really cool things here. It's like a web-based game editor for Playdate, pixel art, chiptune music, and simple scripting, right? So it looks like it has all the tools that you would need here. You can see that, all of this stuff here. Oh, look at that. You can make it using Lua. Lua is a kind of an interesting programming language. There were some iPhone SDKs that used it. Was it Coco that used it? Anyway, point is, it's very functional. And so you can basically use it in whatever way you want it to. So, in conclusion, is the Playdate a good buy? Well, first of all, I don't really have one, so I can't really mention it here. But the design of this looks really awesome here. It might be a bit too expensive for most people. They probably need to make it $99. With shipping and all that stuff, it's going to be like $150. So it probably needs to be a little too expensive. The backlight is an interesting feature that they omitted. I think that if you want to play this outside in summer in the shade under a tree, I think that might be what the designers are thinking of. However, I don't see any of that in the marketing. And if that was the case, then yeah, very good. I don't think, like, if a thing that went through all of this and people didn't say it was a backlight, it's probably on purpose, right? So very, very cool stuff. So excited. So yeah, I might even get this one of these for my kids once it's out there. All right. So that concludes this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.